Hello and welcome to the Tea Party Hottie channel. You're not going to believe this, but it turns out that the mayor of Atlanta has actually figured out what it takes to stop violent crime. It turns out that she knew all along what the rest of the world has not been able to discover for millennia. She knows the exact method to cease all violent crimes. And she has revealed it to the world, to the benefit of all humankind. What a wonderful woman to finally show us what we need to do to end the scourge of violence and attacks. Atlanta mayor calls for citizens to stop shooting each other after the murder of an 8-year-old near Black Lives Matter protest site. And there it is. That's all you have to do to stop violent crime, according to the mayor of Atlanta. You simply say, stop shooting each other. Who knew that was all it takes? Why didn't we start so much earlier? It's like Ben Franklin. A penny saved is a penny earned. Oh my gosh, I wish I would have thought of that. In an impassioned press conference Sunday night, Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms issued a full-throated, is there such thing as a partial-throated? Full-throated call for citizens to stop shooting each other up on the streets after an 8-year-old girl was shot and killed on the 4th of July near a Wendy's that has become a flashpoint of anti-police Black Lives Matter protest in the city. Okay. Bottoms, a Democrat who is considered a potential running mate for Joe Biden. Oh, joy. Then we can stop all violence everywhere. And she can tell Joe Biden, don't take women and shove them against the wall and put your hand. Okay, yeah, she can tell him that too. Seems to be we've all forgotten that happens because at Me Too died with Joe Biden. Bottoms, a Democrat who is considered a potential running mate for Joe Biden, made the remarks as she fought through tears, and the nation endured a new bout of urban carnage. 63 people were injured and 17 killed in Chicago, including 2 children, over the weekend. And New York City, 44 were hurt and at least 6 killed. Enough is enough, Bottoms said. Enough is enough. We have talked about this movement that's happening across America. The one to get rid of the police, like she did. Well, no, she didn't, but she did. Well, if you're following the story, you know what I'm talking about. Happening across America, that this movement in time, when we have the ears and interest of people across this country and across this globe who are saying they want to see change. We did see change. The crime rate has skyrocketed. That's change, baby. Statues have come down. Crime has skyrocketed. Yep, I've seen lots and lots of change. Not so sure I enjoy it. But the difference in this moment in time with the civil rights movement, you mean that thing in 1964 that gave everybody, well, they didn't give everybody equal rights. In fact, it created protected classes. And one could argue that the protected classes is kind of what's led to this. Because you either have equal or you don't. And protected classes is kind of the antithesis of equal. You can't be protected and equal at the same time. In the civil rights movements, there was a defined common enemy. We're fighting the enemy within when we are shooting each other. And we are shooting up. That is a weird sentence. We are shooting each other up on our streets. She continued. You shot and killed a baby, and there wasn't just one shooter. There was at least 2 shooters. An 8-year-old baby. Okay, I understand in her emotional state to say that, so I'll let it slide. Because I get it, but yeah, 8-year-old baby, okay. She's emotional, I get it. If you want people to take us seriously, and you don't want us to lose this movement, then we can't lose each other. Okay, this is after how many years of black-on-black crime? Is she just now waking up and smelling the coffee? Does she think this is new? She's the mayor of Atlanta. She has Chicago as an example. She has South Central LA. She's just now waking up to the fact that black people kill black people. Where has she been? And she got elected? And her method for stopping all of this is to say, stop doing it. Okay, I recommend that's a good thing, but you probably need something to back it up. And since you already told 2 cops that were wrestled out of a taser, this guy defeated 2 cops, had the taser, shot it at them, or aimed it at him. And now that cop is up for murder in your city. And you think that's the solution? You wanted change. You got change. Crime rate through the roof. 8-year-old babies are being killed in abundance. And you were expecting something different. Really. And you got elected. You have some amazing constituents, Mrs. Bottoms. Because clearly, they've hit rock bottom by electing someone who thinks yelling at criminals to stop that, or I'll make you go to your room, is going to be effective. And who puts her police on trial for murder in an instance where... I'm sorry, let me back up a step. If you're dealing with the police and someone has told you fist fighting and wrestling with the police is going to end well, you've been malinformed. That fellow who was drunk and in his car, thus drunk and driving, at Wendy's, wrestles with cops, fist fights with cops. If someone tells you that's an acceptable behavior that's going to end with flowers and roses at the funeral, and such was true, it's bad enough to resist arrest. But when you compile resisting arrest with fighting and then taking the taser, anyone who tells you that that's going to end with being, what did they keep saying that the cop should have done? He should have driven him home until he sobered up. That's what you want on your streets. Drunk drivers that are eventually so wiped out that they park the car after they're not even home, and you want them to be escorted home. That's what you want. That's the kind of persuasion you're going to use to alter the behavior. No, it's not. It's not. And so here's this mayor doing tisk, tisk, tisk. Stop it, you boys. Stop your fighting right now. No. In real life, here's what she's doing. She's calling Dad. The police search for the shooter who killed 8-year-old girl near the burned down Wendy's. Killed by a Black Lives Matter person, because Black lives don't matter unless they're killed by a white cop. Show me the evidence different of Black Lives Matter in the media where they've ever entertained each other when it wasn't a white cop and a white authority figure, because there was Trayvon. In other words. Okay. Yeah, it turns out that an 8-year-old girl who was shot, and I hate doing these stories with kids. That's why I don't do them. That's also why I took a couple of days off. I couldn't take all the killings of the kids. I don't like that. An 8-year-old kid was shot and killed Saturday night in Atlanta near the Wendy's, where Rayshard Brooks, the drunk driver who wrestled with 2 white cops, whooped them, took their taser, died last month. And now that cop is being held. Police identified the child. I can't do it. Nope, sorry. Too heartbreaking. The point is this. Her screaming at them isn't going to do jack. That she's calling in the cops that do not trust her anymore. Because if they go to get the people that did it, every single cop is aware in her jurisdiction that they might be charged instead of the criminal that they're arresting. That's the system that Atlanta has. That is the system that is so beloved that Joe Biden is considering her for vice president. And let's face it, whoever becomes vice president under Joe Biden, if he's elected, is going to become president really, really, really fast. This is what you want for America. The Confederation of Races. Black Lives Matter. Victim's father. They say Black Lives Matter. You killed your own. As if, and he knows, trust me, anybody that lives in those neighborhoods knows. You know your own neighborhood, and you know who the good guys are, and you know who the bad guys are. His plea is in disgust against the hypocrisy. We get it. The mayor doesn't get it. You boys quit your fighting. Stop shooting each other. Stop it right now. I'm going to call your dad right now. I'm going to call your dad. Yeah, the same dad you neutered. The same dad that you neutered. Good going, lady. You know how to use your power. We'll see you. Oh, before I say that. So, job started up again. So, don't know how many videos I'm going to be able to do. Very excited to be back to work. And yeah, it lasts until August 15th. So, we'll see how that goes. I hope to get videos, but the whole 3 and 4 and 6 and 7 a day, yeah, probably not going to happen. Because I still have my online classes that I have to do. Anyways, thanks for sticking around. And somewhere along the line, we'll see you in the future.